Okay guys, I want to run you through what a day in the life looks like for me at the moment on my mission, growing my coaching businesses as much as possible, really looking just to have a big impact in the world. So what does my day-to-day routine look like? Gonna run you through it, and we're starting off today just by literally getting some electrolytes in. I woke up today at 5 as I do every morning. See, 5, quarter past 5 now, just been setting up the camera and stuff. But yeah, first thing we do, actually, I weigh myself every day, in my dieting phase especially, but I don't look at it, it just connects to my phone, so it doesn't like affect my mood or anything. And now we're just gonna get some water in, some electrolytes in, and then start the day. This is really important, and a lot of people don't realize this. Like, first thing, as soon as you get up, you need to drink loads of water. I usually drink about a litre, so this is about half a litre. So I'll drink this, and then I'll bring like a big bottle to my desk with me, and just keep hydrating. Like, the electrolytes especially, really important when you've been dehydrated overnight. And this is just going to help you when you do get into your work, really get stuck into it, and make sure you haven't got any brain fog. Just make sure you're operating on a high level. So yeah, let's go. A lot of people as well, they make the mistake of having coffee straight away. And I know there's a lot of stuff out there about maybe waiting 90 minutes until you have coffee after you've woken up. But I don't necessarily wait 90 minutes. I do really think it's important to have loads of water first before you have the coffee. And I do my morning routine, and then I have my coffee. Like, I have my coffee when I want to get stuck into my work. So gonna run you through what my morning routine looks like now. So for me, first of all, we are running a little bit behind schedule, but that's because I'm doing the filming today. But it's now 20 past 5, but usually I would have done that all within 5 minutes, you know, had everything before, and then I just do some stretches, just get me moving, get me awake, but yeah, just get my body moving. So gonna do that now, just quick 5 minutes, full body stretching. So just done a bit of stretching, and now going to do some burpees. I think it's really important to start your day with something that you don't necessarily like doing. So stretching is obviously not too bad, but the burpees isn't something I necessarily want to do. I know I sort of want to do it because I know it's going to be good for me, but I don't want to do it there and then in the moment. So it's good to do because then it makes everything you do afterwards that little bit easier. Okay guys, so we've had the water, electrolytes, done the stretching, burpees. That's usually the start of my day every day. And then what I'll do is a visualization, which I think everyone should be doing. A visualization is very powerful so that you can become the version of you that you need to be to get your goals, and also break any limiting beliefs that you don't think is going to happen. Really makes you essentially believe that it's possible. A lot of people, they get a little bit confused, or they think it's maybe cringy, you know, the law of attraction, manifestation, that type of thing. But at the end of the day, guys, it just comes down to putting yourself in the mindset that you can achieve these things, really sort of lasering your focus as well on the things that actually matter, and then yeah, just putting you in that positive feeling for the rest of the day. Because then, especially as a business owner, all the decisions you're making on a day-to-day basis really do matter. So if you are operating from a lower frequency, of not believing your goals are possible and not really believing in yourself, then you're not going to move forward. So really important to do something like this. If you don't have any good visualizations or anything like that, feel free just to reach out to me and let me know, and I can give you some. But I think everyone should be doing this. People recommend journaling as well, and I definitely do recommend that. It's all about finding out what works best for you, though. I used to do that in the morning as well, but I used to just end up journaling about how I wanted to get started on work, and how I sort of, you know, what I wanted to start doing. So I ended up just getting on with the work after the visualization, because it made me feel better, and it's all about feeling good. And then I do my journaling in the evening instead, and I much prefer doing it this way. But it's about finding out what works best for you. But these practices are really important to internally level up, and that's how you're going to move forwards if you're becoming a better version of yourself and making better decisions. Okay guys, just finished the visualization, feel good, as I do every morning. If you don't have time for this stuff in the morning, then how are you going to win? You need to put time aside for this stuff. Even if your visualization, like your meditation, it's just 5 minutes even, everyone's got time for that. You do. And you know, we don't want to be waking up and going on our phones. I know so many people that do that, and it's just going to kill the rest of your day. Don't let any outside influence get involved in between you and your mission. You know, even, you know, text messages from other people, the news, whatever it might be. Definitely don't be doing that stuff. We want to get to work on the most important things. Obviously, if you're still in a 9 to 5 job or something like that, you might not be able to have your routine as perfect as you want it. Like, I'm in the position now where I have my day, it's just like my perfect day every day. But if you're not, obviously might not be in that position at the moment, but you can still make little changes closer to where it's going to be most optimal for you to grow. And definitely don't sleep on meditation. Meditation is very powerful and just removes negative emotions, increases your focus. And a lot of people say that they can't meditate or like it's not for them. That's not true. It's for everyone. I used to say that. I used to label myself as like, you know, ADHD, autistic, you know, like can't do that type of stuff, can't focus. But when you are meditating and you realize that you're not focusing, that is meditating. Like, the people that actually where meditation's maybe not working as much or they're not doing as well is when they get lost in that trance and they don't even recognize it. Meditating is realizing that you've lost focus and then building that focus again. Like, that's the whole point in it. Like, everyone loses focus. I still lose focus and my mind wanders off somewhere sometimes, but meditating is coming back and realizing that and catching that moment and becoming aware of the present moment. That's the whole point. So that's my rant over. I need to get my coffee made. I need to get into some work now as we're a little bit behind schedule due to the filming. But yeah, let's get the coffee and let's get to work. Okay guys, whilst that's boiling, I just want to run you through my calendar and what I usually will do in a day. First of all, here's the visualization meditation that I did this morning. So go and check that one out if you want to. It was very good. Would recommend it. I just have like a playlist of different ones on YouTube, and then that way it's just very easy for me to get done what I need to do and get straight into the meditation and not really think about it. I've just got multiple different ones that I like and I just sort of rotate around them so I don't get used to them. Now I'm going to show you my calendar whilst my coffee's boiling. So I use Google Calendar, and calendar is very important. You don't just want to go into the day not really knowing what you want to do. So actually, my day in the life video probably should have started last night when I was like planning what I want to do today. If you can just wake up, do your morning routine, mine's usually around 30 to 45 minutes, what I've just done, and then I will get straight into my work task. Like, I won't need to look at my phone or anything and work out what I need to do and clog my brain up with loads of stuff. I will just get straight to work on what I need to do. Obviously today it was doing this, but like Monday usually for me is just going straight into creating content for the week, and like planning it out, mapping it out in my content schedule. So that's what I usually will be doing on a Monday. You need to just make sure, like, not everyone needs to use a calendar and be really super strict like I am with my calendar, because I put like lots of different reminders and stuff in it, and I really block out like everything within my day. But you do need to use a calendar and then also have like a really good to-do list software, which I can run you through what I use later on. So as you can see, my calendar is pretty hectic for most people. Like, they don't necessarily want to block in this much, but you can see like you've got the morning routine there, and within each of these, like, I'll put a list of what I need to do. Obviously I don't really look at that anymore. As you can see, we're a little bit behind schedule, but this is a really good way of just reducing any overwhelm. But obviously, if this makes you overwhelmed, then you don't want to do this. Like, you want to make sure you're feeling good and it's working around you. So yeah, You can see here I've got my team meeting there that we're going to be doing a little bit later on with the setters that work for me on my social media accounts. And then I've even got stuff in here like breakfast, putting up my story, doing some replies, going to be going to the gym, got some calls later on, and going to be running you through all that stuff. But you can see like I even put in here like my breakfast and stuff, so I don't forget to have it. Like when you're super dialed in and you've got this purpose and you are really driven each day, you just love what you do, sometimes you do forget to eat and stuff like that. So I don't tend to at the moment because I'm in a dieting phase, so I get hungry and I realise that. But you do need to schedule stuff in. But again, it's finding out what works best for you. If this is going to overwhelm you, then don't do it. But you do need to sort of make sure you are spending your day wisely at least. Maybe don't put everything in your calendar, but make sure you are maximising your day, because that's everything. Like your time is everything, and where that time's going is extremely important because it's going to dictate your future and the work you're able to do. So yeah, hopefully that's useful. If you want any more insights into my calendar schedule on any other days, then let me know. So I've got my coffee now, guys, and before I leave you and get stuck into my first work task, I just want to say as well, with your first work task of the day, it wants to be what we call deep work, ideally as well. If obviously if you've got your routine, you can sort of set your routine as much as you want. It wants to be deep work. So what do I mean by this? I mean working on the business rather than in the business. So in the business is going to be replying to messages, internal systems, stuff like that, like what keeps your business running. And then on the business is what's going to grow the business. So for me, content obviously is a massive one, and any business owner, content needs to be number one, because that's like the top of the funnel, like where those eyeballs are coming from. And then any other things that you're trying to improve on your business to grow it, that's going to count as deep work. Ideally, you only really want to have 3 of these at one time, because otherwise it's going to get overwhelming. And even if you can just schedule 1 hour for each of these every day, so you'd have 1 hour every single day, and you just alternate between those different sections that you're working on, those areas, then you're going to be able to have 3 hours for each of those, 6 hours across the week, even if you're able to just do 1 hour deep work. And that's going to push your business forward so much. Obviously now I'm at the point where I do 2 or 3 hours on each deep work task, and I get a lot more done. So that's just a really easy way of just simplifying your diary, your calendar, making sure you're focusing on the right things, and then and you feel good within yourself, like you've pushed the business forward by crushing that first thing before anything's got in your brain, before you've had any meetings, whatever. You've absolutely crushed that, and then you can just absolutely smash the rest of your day. That's a little bit hot. Alright guys, I'm going to get stuck into some work now. I'm going to be scheduling content for the week ahead. I usually will film the week before, and then now I'll just go in and schedule it all, make sure it's all scheduled for the week, and do the captions, all that sort of stuff. And then we will be having a team meeting. So I'm going to go and do that now. I'll see you guys soon. So I've got about half an hour work done so far. Just been editing some content, and also you might see this me filming this on the time lapse just now. But one thing I do just want to say is, obviously you might notice my work setup. Like I don't really have like a proper office or anything like that. And that's just the nature of me being on the go a little bit at the moment. Obviously I'm in Dubai at the moment. I just was in Thailand for a couple of months working, and that is, to be honest, like probably the only downside of sort of traveling at the moment. Not that I travel loads, but I do just hop mainly in between Thailand and Dubai. And I'm going to be going to Marbella for the summer because it's going to be way too hot here soon in Dubai. But yeah, that is one thing I just want to be honest and transparent about, is at the moment, like I don't really have like a great office setup. I'm quite used to it now, because last year I did a massive trip going around Asia and I was working like anywhere I could find. But yeah, I'm used to it now, but I am really looking forward to just settling down somewhere. I think it probably will be here in Dubai. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that and just getting a really nice office setup. But just wanted to say that, just if you're thinking like, oh, how's he running this this company from this little table. But yeah, that's just me being honest and transparent. I do like working from cafes and things like that, and working outside on the balcony too when the sun's out. But yeah, back to the content now, and let's see what we can do. Just editing a piece of content that I took with one of our clients, really good to put out as social proof. So yeah, we'll get back to that and see you guys in a sec. Okay guys, so that's deep work block 1 done for the day. Got lots of content done, almost a whole week, all scheduled now ahead, so I don't even need to think about it. And that's for my fitness business. And now just about to hop on a call with the setters that work for me, which is going to be running through social media, conversations, basically how we can start converting those eyeballs into calls and get calls booked, so that then we can close them into the coaching program. So that's what I'm about to do. This is going to be about strategy, looking at data of what's going right, what's going wrong, where we can improve, looking at some example conversations, what typically people are talking about on my social media account, what their struggles are. And then it just really gives me a lot more clarity when then heading into the week, and like further piece of content that I'm going to create, I can really make it a little bit more specific. And also we can maybe look at where things are going well in terms of like which conversations are working well, where we're finding good leads, like is it from specific posts that I'm doing, and maybe what parts of the conversation that people are dropping off at in the script that we've got. So we're going to look at that, and then I'm going to have some breakfast and go to the gym. So I will see you guys after the meeting. Just finished the team meeting with the 2 girls that work for me, Michelle and Leah. And it was a really good meeting. Hopefully you can hear me out here, by the way, because it's pretty noisy. They've got some construction and stuff going on, as they always do in Dubai. But yeah, really good meeting, and everyone's doing really well on the team this week, booking lots of calls in. It's very busy. It's probably the busiest time we've ever had, to be honest with you, because I have hired a sales closer, Matty, who's taking most of the calls now for people coming on board my fitness business, and his calendar's fully booked. It's 5 calls a day, which is great, and I'm now taking some calls as well, just to deal with the extra volume. So we're getting around 7 to 8 calls booked in a day, which is really good. So that's working well, and we had a really good team meeting today. It's really important, if you do have team members, to keep those meetings going and make sure everyone's on the same page. A lot of people get slack with that. A lot of business owners I know, they will sort of try and skip the team meetings because they don't really want to do them, or they get complacent. But if something's working well, you need to keep doing it. You need to keep doing what's working well. And it's the same thing that we just spoke about in our team meeting, is actually what's gone well, like why are we booking in so many calls, and we've identified that, and it's like, right, okay, now we're going to do more of that to make sure we're pushing on forwards. And it sounds simple, but it's so true. Like, not enough people think about it like that. They always get that shiny object syndrome, think about this fancy thing that they can try, but actually you just need to double down on what's working. So really important, really effective team call that we just had there. And on the time lapse actually that I just played, you might notice that actually quite a lot of the time it probably didn't look like I was on a team meeting, because on my screen is actually loads of different stuff going on, and that's because I'm taking notes and doing lots of different things during the team meeting to make sure we're jotting everything down and making things as efficient as possible, so that then now we can start taking action on this stuff and start implementing straight away. So that was good. I'm going to now have some eggs, some berries, some breakfast, and then I'm going to head off to the gym. Okay team, we are just on our way to the gym, going down in the lift obviously, and I'll see you in a sec. Alright guys, we're on our way to the gym. It's just a one that's quite close to me, it's not too far away, and that's purely because at the moment just very busy and wanting to be as productive as possible. So it's just about a 5-minute walk away. It's not the best gym. It's pretty decent, but it's not like there's some insane gyms here. There's some insane gyms here. So just choosing convenience at the moment, getting as much work done as possible because we're at a very busy time within the business. So we'll get our session done. It's just a pull session today. So basically like back and buys. And I think a lot of people, when they're busy, they'll neglect this stuff. I think it's important to, your health is the foundation of everything. So you need to keep it going. It's going to be what helps you mentally and therefore in general with everything else that you do. So you need to make sure you keep it going. So let's see what we can do this session. We are a little bit behind schedule, I must say. I had to introduce a new process with our team to make sure that we're maximizing people booking in this week, making sure they're showing up for their sales calls with myself and our closer, because people are having to book a little bit in advance now because our call slots are fully booked. So we're just introducing some new processes to make sure we're keeping the leads warm. So a little bit delayed because of that, but let's see what we can do this session. Might have to cut it a little bit short, but it's still good to go, get moving, have a bit of a reset. You can't do too much work all in one go anyway, otherwise you just get burnt out, and the work that you are doing isn't efficient anyway if you're just working for so long. So it's good to have a bit of a recharge, and then we can go again. So guys, just finished the gym session and finished off with some steps there because it's very hot out here. It's very hot. It is boiling. It's turning to summer now, so it is getting warm. So do some steps midday on the treadmill as well, which is good. And that's another reason why I chose to go to this gym. Like, as you would have seen, it's quite a nice gym, but it's just not the biggest. But my reason in saying this is it's close, so I can walk. So then, as I said, I'm in a dieting phase at the moment. I don't then need to spend extra time later in the day walking because I've spent the time that I would have spent driving to the gym. I've spent that walking instead. So just all these little things add up to make life easier and more efficient so that I can spend my time more wisely, whether that be recovering and, having downtime, or obviously working on the things within the business. So I know it's maybe not the most exciting stuff, but it's just a real day for me and how I sort of do things to get the most out of each day, really. So as you can see, it is very nice here. It's very nice. You see the Burge, it's like up there somewhere, up there. And it is nice, very grateful for being here. And you get sucked into like the day-to-day sometimes, to be honest, with like everything that's going on, being busy and driven and focused. But just got to remind yourself, like wherever you are, even if you're not really happy with where you are right now, just try and be grateful for what you do have, because it puts you in a good feeling, And for me, I get sucked in, even just walking down here, I'll just sort of walk, not really think, but I've got better at taking in each moment, just having a look around, and that's all it takes. Just have a look around, be grateful for what you have, and that's going to mean more of it is going to come to you, because you're going to be feeling better each day, and you're going to be operating from that higher frequency that I was speaking about before. So yeah, good gym session, feeling good now. And also, like, what I will do when I'm on the treadmill, I will listen to an audiobook as well. So at the moment I'm listening to Stillness is Key by Ryan Holiday, I think it is. Really good, because I was getting stuck in a bit of a cycle again with feeling overwhelmed and stuff, and it's a really good book for that. So I would take a look at that if that is something you struggle with and you just want to feel a bit more like at peace with your decisions and stuff. Like, I was just feeling like I had a lot of different things that I wanted to do and wasn't able to fit like all within one day. So if that is something that you struggle with as well, I definitely recommend that book. All these little things add up as well. Just being able to form your day as you want. So when you are growing your coaching business, as you get more successful with regards to time freedom, you can then really plan your day even more so as you want it and outsource the things you don't want to do. And the game just gets easier, to be honest with you. It just gets easier as time goes on. When you have people working for you and you're able to structure your day as you want it, it does become easier, and your energy levels increase, your time increases, and it all just sort of compounds together really. So now I'm off back home to the apartment to do some sales calls. I've got a bit of hair sticking out there. Do some sales calls because, as I said, I'm not really doing sales calls at the moment because I've handed them off to a closer because I want to start focusing more on the content side of things, posting more stuff on here as well for my mentoring side and business coaching. So I have offloaded the sales calls, but because my sales closer now is fully booked for sales calls, so I've had to start taking some. It's a nice problem to have. But yeah, so I've got a couple of those, and then I've got a couple of meetings with team members. So I've got 2 coaches that work for me that coach the clients, so I've got a couple of meetings with them later as well, and then just some admin bits to finish off the day. So we'll take you guys through that now, and then I'll probably do a little bit of a recap later on how that's gone, and do my evening walk and my evening routine as well, and run you guys through that. So yeah, good gym session. Back to the apartment now, have some food, refuel, and then go for the afternoon. One thing as well, guys, which does make my life a lot easier, is every day when I come back from the gym, these are delivered to my door. So I have 3 meal preps for the day. So in the morning, obviously I have my berries and my eggs, and I've got these 2, that's like chicken and mashed potato, it's like teriyaki chicken maybe. And then I've got some sort of other chicken, curry chicken with sweet potato, and then potato wedges maybe. Yeah, potato wedges with beef kebab. So I've just got this meal prep. They just rotate randomly around things, but I've only selected like the lean proteins and potatoes to fill me up during my dieting phase. So that just saves so much time. If you are still cooking, you're wasting a lot of time. That is time that you could be spending building your business, building your physique, and working. Like, all of it is working. I see it all as working. So even if I'm reading and I am like having downtime, like that's working because it's working towards your end vision. Like, what's your end vision? And that downtime is helping me get there. Like going to the gym, that's work. That's working on my purpose, working on my vision. So it's all part of it. It's all part of it. So if you're cooking, like, how's that helping you? Unless you want to be a chef. Unless you want to be a chef. So if you want to be a chef, fair enough. But I don't want to be a chef. So there's no point in doing that. Like, if you work out your hourly rate, if you work out what you're getting paid, for example, like over the year, how many hours you work as well, you can work out like on average how much you're getting paid. And if getting meals is cheaper than that, then you just need to do it. It's just a no-brainer because your time is more valuable spent working instead of cooking. So just a little tip there as well. So it's looking like a little bit of a mess up here, but I will clear it up at the end of the day. But basically, I'm gonna have frozen veggies as well to fill me up, obviously get the nutrients in. And again, saves time, don't need to cook them. And they're actually best for you because the freezing process preserves the nutrients. So if you're not doing that already, that's another tip for you. So this is my meal prep, to be honest. This probably isn't the best one to show you because This one doesn't look nice at all. Like, just full disclaimer, it's just mint and mash, and the mash is like all pressed down, so it doesn't look nice. But this is literally just clean. It's like fully clean. It's literally just the ingredient. There's some like onions in here, to be fair, but it's literally just whole foods, nothing that's going to clog your brain. Just obviously, as a business owner or someone that's trying to grow your business, your mind is everything. It's absolutely everything, and your body. So that's why still going to the gym is important. Eating well, like I only eat whole foods really. Maybe when I'm like right in the end of my dieting phase, potentially I will eat some foods that aren't necessarily whole foods. Maybe they're a little bit processed, just have the low calorie, but most of the time you need to be having whole foods to make sure you're feeling best. Obviously, I'll go out to restaurants and stuff on the weekend. I'm not a complete robot, but I'll most of the time be eating whole foods, make me feel good and make my work a lot easier rather than just feeling all sluggish in the afternoon. So make sure you're taking control of your nutrition, guys. And I'm gonna have this, then I'm gonna go in the shower, then I'm gonna get to work. Got a couple of sales calls. They're both gonna close. No, only joking, we'll see. But gonna have those and then talk to you guys later about what we're gonna do this afternoon for work. There's my veggies. I'll see you guys soon. So guys, first call went well. We're just having a little sparkling water break here. First call went well. Client signed up, which is good stuff. And one thing I do just want to address quickly, it just made me think of this, is because I know before I made a joke about, you know, that they're going to close. But I think a lot of people have something in their mind where they see sales as like an evil thing. And it's just stupid, to be honest with you, because as long as you're delivering a high service, a high value service, and you know you're going to change someone's life, then you're doing them a disservice if you don't sell to them. Like when I'm on a call with someone speaking with them now, I know that if they join my coaching program, they are going to change their life, and it's going to have a knock-on effect on everything they do for the rest of their life. So I feel guilty if I don't show up as my best self and I don't try and show them that we can really change their life here. So it's just a mindset. It's really just is a mindset. It's not sales. It's just helping someone, you know, connect the dots. So if that's something that you're not sure on, if you see sales as a negative thing, you just need to change your mindset around it really, or you need to, just get some more belief in your program and what you're doing, or maybe you don't enjoy sales because you don't actually have the skills required to, and you don't really know what you're doing. As with anything, if you don't have knowledge, it's not going to be enjoyable. You know, obviously I'm not saying you need to absolutely love sales. It's probably the least favorite part of what I do. And that's why I've outsourced to a closer, but you need to know what you're doing with sales to be able to offload it to someone. You need to know every part of your business to then be able to train someone how to do that. So you need the skills, you do need the skills, but the main thing I just want to remind you guys is just sales isn't a bad thing. It's only a bad thing if you're selling someone into a program where you know you're not really going to have a big impact on them. It's just a conversation at the end of the day. It's just a conversation to see if you can help someone and if they think it's going to be the right fit for you. So really excited to change this person's life, and just remember that if you know you can really help someone and you don't sell them and try and show them how they can change their lives, then you are doing a disservice to them. So on to the next call. We've got one more call today, then a couple of calls with my two coaches that work for me, and then we are going to do some admin bits, and then we are going to have dinner, wrap up for the day, do a bit of a reflection, go on an evening walk, recharge, do the evening routine, which I'm going to run you guys through later. But now for me to tuck into my sparkling water before the next call. Okay guys, so just sitting out here, having a little bit of a break now. Had a good day so far, Something I do fall into the trap of is always looking at what I can be doing moving forwards. And that's why I think I always just bring myself back to my expectations I set the day before, what I wanted to achieve, and just working out if I have achieved that or not, and not always thinking about what you can do. Think about stacking the wins in your mind. As I said before, like, this is all about feeling good. You want to feel good on your journey, on a day-to-day basis. Like, that's how you're going to make the best decisions. That's how you're going to move forward, as if you're feeling good. So if you're always focusing on what you haven't been able to achieve, then you're just not going to be feeling good. You're going to feel overwhelmed, and admittedly, that is probably the thing I've struggled with most in the past, but I've got a lot better at it now. So what I do is, at the moment, I'm here in Dubai, and the weather here is really good. The weather is always good here, apart from like the 3 months in summer, which is approaching, where it's just so hot here. It's like way too hot, which I'll be going to Marbella for, so I won't be here. But apart from that, the weather here is very good. It's very nice. And what I will do is I'll come out here in the afternoon when you tend to get like a little bit of not a slump, but you feel like energy isn't as high as it was for the rest of the day. I'll come out here, just sit in the sun for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and just read a book or listen to an audio book. And this is what I was speaking about earlier with saving time on doing things like, combining my steps whilst walking to the gym, the meal preps, all that sort of stuff. That stuff isn't so that I can just work hard and grind hard and burn out. That's all stuff to save time so that I can do this. So I can just sit out here and recharge. Like, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, the most valuable things you can do are the working. Obviously, as I said earlier, I see working as all of these things. Like, this is like working now, because I'm working towards my vision, my purpose, by recharging. But what people typically see working as, I think you should be doing either that or recharging. Like, it's only those two things, really. If you're spending your time doing all that nonsense like cooking and stuff like that, you're wasting time. You're exerting energy and thought, brain power, on stuff that isn't moving the needle forward in your business, or like by recharging you to allow you to keep moving the needle forwards, if that makes sense. So hopefully that does make sense. There's a little bit of a ramble there, but yeah, main thing for me is had a really good day so far. Did the content in the morning, my deep work, went to the gym, had a couple of calls which both people signed up, had some really good calls with them, and looking forward to changing their lives and having a big impact there. And yeah, now just having a little bit of a break, and then going to have a couple of calls with my team members, my couple of coaches, and then some admin bits and stuff like that. So yeah, just gonna soak up some rays now, guys, and I'll see you soon. That's almost the end of the day. It's been a busy one, as you can see. I'm pretty tired by this point, but it's been a great day, really good day right from the start. This has just been not necessarily like the most exciting day. Like, some days I will go to a nice gym or something like that. This has just been a real raw day. I think a lot of people put day in the lives of them doing like their best days, whereas this is my one of my best days, to be honest. It's just every day enjoying what I do. That's what it's all about. So yeah, realistic day in the life. It's been a good day though, and just finished off some admin stuff, and also just improving some processes, improving the show rate, little stuff like that. And that's what the team meetings are all really good for, is just identifying what specifically is the most important thing to be focusing on right now to move the business forward, and then just doing it, just doing it, taking action. So that's what I've been doing just now. And now it's time to, as I said earlier on, set tomorrow's tasks today. So I'm just going to look at tomorrow's tasks, look at my tasks that I need to do from my to-do list, plug them into tomorrow, and just make sure they're in order of priority, and get that stuff, the deep work, done first thing tomorrow. Just make sure tomorrow's planned, so when I get up, I do my morning routine, and then I just go straight into the day, no thinking about it or anything like that. So yeah, now I'm going to go off for a walk, evening walk. Saved my walk until this afternoon. As I said earlier, it's hot, so we're getting an evening walk done. It's still quite a nice temperature in the evenings here at the moment, so going to take you guys on the walk with me and have a bit of a reflection of the day and talk you through my evening routine. But that's pretty much it for me. Just going to sort out that stuff, and then I will see you on the walk by the canal.
So we made it, we're here on the canal, and you can see it is so nice in the evenings. So very grateful for these walks. It's a little bit hot, but it is nice. It's really, really nice, and good to get the steps in on the dieting phase. And what I just wanted to point out is your habits are everything at the end of the day. You literally are a product of your habits. So if you don't have your habits locked in, then you're not going to be making as much progress as you could be. And as I said earlier, like, this isn't necessarily the most exciting day, but progress isn't meant to feel exciting all the time. These are the days that matters. Like, these are the 90%. It's that 10% where you have that enjoyment and you do something cool one day, but these are the days that matter. You know, when no one's watching. Obviously, you're watching today because I've filmed it, but usually, you know, these days, no one's knowing what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, but these are the days that matter. So don't just think about those days where you're doing something cool. Make sure you're grinding on these days that really do matter. And that's why most people quit. That is why most people quit, is because it's not necessarily the most exciting most of the time, or, you know, you're not making progress. You always want to be making progress, and you just quit because you're not making as much progress as you thought you would be. So if you don't have these habits locked in, like if you think that what I'm doing today, you know, doing the meditations and stuff like that, you know, the walks and things, if you think that's overkill, then, you know, you're not going to get to where you want to be. You need to be dialed in. And, you know, I'm not, as I said, this is like a normal day. This is a working day. Of course, like, I live my life. I go and see people, see friends, see family. I was just on a trip in Vietnam for 2 weeks with my family. But most of the time needs to be dialed in with your routine, absolutely smashing it, because no one's coming to save you. You know, you need to help yourself. And hopefully, if you're the right type of person watching this, hopefully that inspires you. You know, just remember that it is in your hands. Your habits are in your hands at the end of the day. So yeah, just start dialing this stuff in, and all it takes is 1 year of consistency, really dialing it in, making sure you're learning from the right people. You know, learning has been a massive part of the journey for me, investing in mentors, and that's where I've got to where I am today. I would never have done that without learning and always taking on new information. So as long as you're focusing on the right things, if you take a year of dialing in your habits, dialing in your routine, then you will get to where you want to be. I went from zero clients, zero experience coaching, didn't do any in-person coaching, to then having a 10K per month coaching business within 1 year. So if I can do it, you can do it. So get that routine dialed in and stay consistent, and you will achieve great things. So anyway, evening routine, what does that look like for me? That's going to be a little bit of journaling when I get back, just basically dumping my thoughts. So if you literally have anything going in your brain, you just start writing it down. People start overthinking journaling and wondering like what they should be writing about. Anything that's in your brain, just start writing it down. Get that stuff on the paper, and then you can start analysing your thoughts, because we're all thinking stuff, whether you know it or not. There's things going on in your brain, and journaling allows you to sort of expose those thoughts that you didn't realise you were having, and write them down and challenge them if there's anything negative in there, and just really uncover the beliefs that you have about yourself, about people around you, and start changing those thoughts. Because the thoughts that you have directly impact the beliefs that you have, and that's going to directly impact the feelings you're having and the actions that you're taking throughout the day. So it all starts with those thoughts, and that comes from journaling, realizing what's going on in your brain. So if you're not doing that already, you're missing out on a trick. And you don't need to be writing down like soppy stuff, you know. I'm going to turn around now because I need to turn back. But you don't need to be writing down soppy stuff. Just write down your thoughts. So yeah, I'll do that in my evening journal. Just start jotting stuff down, what I'm thinking, And if there's anything that comes up that I think is a way of thinking that doesn't serve me, then I'll challenge that and write about why I'm thinking that and just rewire my beliefs. And then other than that, I'll just start writing about wins from the day, things that have gone well, just bigging myself up, making myself feel good. And some people might say, oh, that's gay or something like that. But it's just like, for me, for example, as I said earlier, like something for me, I'll get quite overwhelmed or I always be thinking about, not necessarily overwhelmed, but just always think about like what I could be doing more or what I could be doing better. So just focusing on that, things that you're doing well, thinking of a positive feeling instead, always makes you build momentum, build confidence. And what that's going to do is it's going to help you build momentum for the next day and just go into the next day feeling good. Helps you wind down and feel good for the next day. So there's no point in like feeling negative at any time in your life. It's all just a matter of perspective. Anything that's going on is just neutral. It's just your thoughts behind that thing that's happening. So if you can change your perception, you can be in charge of how you're feeling at any time. And then to wind down, what I'll usually do, the only thing that I've really found that helps me fully relax is just reading. Because if you're watching TV or scrolling or something like that, your brain's still going. So if you're reading, I found that that's something I loved doing when I was younger, and just making sure you carve out time for that stuff that makes you feel good. So I'll do about half an hour of that in the evening. What I'll usually do when I'm on these walks is listen to an audiobook though. I used to watch podcasts and stuff like that. Sorry, not watch podcasts, listen to podcasts whilst I was walking or something. But I just started to get a bit of information overload. Like I'm at the point now where, yes, it's important to, I still have mentors and stuff, but that's more specific advice. You need specific advice for you. Like some of them can be good, but for me, I was just getting overwhelmed by a lot of them, just giving you business tactics and stuff like that, that I would end up like wanting to write down and take action on. And I know what I need to be doing at the moment. So apart from the advice that I get from my mentors, I will tend to not really listen to as many podcasts anymore, unless it's more about mindset or listening to sports like athletes and stuff and their mindset. So that can be good. Or for me, I'll listen to an audiobook about mindset. So rather than just like specific business tactics, something that might overwhelm me, I'll just be listening to mindset stuff, positive ways of thinking and reframing situations, and learning from people, successful people, about their mindset. That's something I found really, really beneficial, and just soaking that in. So it's not overwhelming, but you're still just picking things up over time and reminding yourself of things that are important. So just always listen to your feelings. Like if you're feeling overwhelmed by something, then just because like loads of people listen to podcasts doesn't mean you need to as well. So that's pretty much it, guys, for me. Now all I'm going to do is going to go and meditate after doing the journaling and stuff and reading. Meditate for like 10 minutes and just get my brain chilled out, and then read my book until I fall asleep. Usually takes around 2 pages until I fall asleep. And then I just have to end up reading the same 2 pages the next night. But that's, reading so good for getting you tired and stuff. So hopefully you guys found this useful today. Just reminding yourself that doing what you're doing on the grind doesn't have to be sexy. If you're focusing on the right things, not every day is going to be a fancy day. Just remember that, like, the days that matter are those days where no one's watching. And to be honest, I've always found that quite a cringy saying, but I've never really thought about it too much. But actually it is true. It is true, and that's what I have hopefully showed you guys today. Having our best month so far, over $30K this month, which I'm super happy with. We've come a long way recently, building a really good team of people around me. And that's what it's all about, is realizing that you're doing the right thing and continuing to move forwards and just level up every day. So I'm going to leave you guys here now, but if you want to see more content on how you can start scaling your own online business and create a life of freedom and purpose where you're loving what you do every single day, and waking up with that drive and hunger to grow something and build something. Then make sure you subscribe, and maybe I'll do another day in the life soon, which is a bit more interesting, of me doing some cool stuff, going to a cool gym or something. So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. And it's been a pleasure. Hopefully you found this useful. I will see you in the next one.